The entire concept of a religion in general is a mental and spiritual trap set up by the ruling parties of thousands of years ago.
Kind of an odd statement to make, considering the fact that there are religions that exist for the sole purpose of not being controlled by the ruling class, but rather practicing self-control. And this is also weird considering the fact that, whether you like it or not, the shoe fits, you are religious.
With Christianity being one of the most powerful weapons to ever be used against the world for world domination.
It's pretty clear from the earliest centuries of the Christian church that they did not want to dominate the world. Jesus, of course, says, "My kingdom is not of this world." If you want a more detailed response, you can check out the previous videos I made, but this idea has already been refuted in my videos.
The etymological root of religion being the word religare, meaning to bind fast, place an obligation on, or a bond between humans and God.
Sounds like you just committed the etymological fallacy, and that's not a good way to start the video.
How to Make a Negro Christian by Kamal Maksutahuti and Christianity Before Christ by John G. Jackson. Great reads.
The first book that he mentions is a reprinting of the works of someone else, along with commentary, that someone else being Charles, who was a racist white Christian in the 1800s. And Christianity Before Christ is now a outdated work. You would need to do better than that in terms of sources. He basically goes on to read sections of these books in order to try to prove his point. The problem is that you haven't proved your point, that the Council of Nicaea created Christ and Christianity. You said that the Council of Nicaea took Egyptian practices, symbols, and stories and put them in the Bible, just changed them a little bit. It was claimed that Christianity was the slave religion. It was claimed that Christianity was originally created for world domination. I asked you to give me primary sources for these four claims and demonstrate to me from the history that this was the case, and you couldn't do any of that.
In conclusion, at this point, being in the age of information, this should be common knowledge and everybody should know this by now. And if you don't, then you're probably deaf, dumb, blind, and sheep-minded. Now understand that's not an insult, it's an invitation to learn.
At this point in the age of information, it should be common knowledge that conspiracy theories about the Council of Nicaea, misrepresentations of the history of Black people in Christianity for the first 300-400 years should be dismissed.